What is good, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's going on with Tesla stock in the overall market. I'm also going to break down some more bullish news that just came out for Tesla that's helping the share price push. And I'm going to break down more technicals developing on the charts. But before I break into devil's information, before I get into any more details, let me just mention a couple of things. Firstly, I'm not a financial planner. Take nothing I say as financial advice. And then don't forget about the Moomoo link. The offer ends very soon. Deposit $100 and guaranteed 5 free stocks. Put in $1,000 and guaranteed up to 15 free stocks. Anyways, looking at Tesla, I just want to mention that Tesla is on a very, very nice uptrend. I mentioned in my morning video, okay, that Tesla might drop and then start pushing higher. Then I said that if we see this thing try to continue to break above our important EMA on the 30 minutes time frame, this thing would go all the way up to 172. If this held, we should be looking for 175. We came just short of 175 today. We came back down. Now we're testing this next resistance right here, this 173.75 area. Once again, we came very close. I still think there is potential for it to get to higher levels, but overall, it's doing quite well. And I want to break down more details about this. So, what happened was we got some more bullish news that ended up hitting Tesla. Basically, Rivian has gained access to Tesla's supercharger network. Free adapter is coming. That's big, big, big news as Tesla's becoming more powerful, giving Tesla more control over the network. And now they're basically supplying all these other companies with the connectors that are necessary. This is going to be very, very big. Now they have to adopt to Tesla's standards essentially, and that is going to be very, very important. This gives Tesla a big edge, and this will help bring in a lot more revenue. Estimates have shown billions of dollars that can be generated just from this business alone, and that is great news for Tesla. So this news coming out that Rivian is gaining access is bullish news for Tesla. On top of this, Tesla has become the top-selling car in Norway, so that's once again very, very awesome news for them. 86% of new cars sold in the country in 2023 were basically EVs, and that's great news for them. Tesla is once again a massive company that's continuing to show great sense of growth. And within countries like Norway, they're becoming more and more popular. So that's great news for them. It's the top selling car right now, and it's getting a lot of headlines thanks to that. On top of this, 20% of the top selling model in for Tesla, at least in Norway, is the Model Y, and that's actually awesome news. That alone is about 20% of all vehicles sold in the country as well last year. So that's an insane amount of vehicles sold by Tesla in Norway, still making those headlines. Then on top of this, there's news coming out that Tesla's hiked its prices on all Model Ys. Once again, that's good news for Tesla. This is getting a lot of headlines as well, a lot of attention as they're increasing by $1,000 on April 1st, and they're still going to basically qualify for the $7,500 federal tax credit. But this is for all Model Ys. It's still bullish news. I talked about this earlier in more detail. Not going to go in as much detail. Nvidia saw a boost after HSBC reiterated a buy rating for the stock, and we saw the price target go from 880 to about 1050. That's good news for them. For today, Nvidia has this big event that's going on. It's going to be in a city called San Jose. That is very close to San Francisco, I believe. It's in California, basically, and it's going to be at 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. I think that this is going to be in like my time zone, Pacific time. But for people on the West Coast, I think this is or the East Coast, excuse me, this is going to be like 3 hours later for you, so around 4 p.m. to about 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But anyways, we're gonna be watching to see what announcements are made at this big event, what's said during the conference. This is going to be starting once again around the time the market closes. So for Tesla, let's now talk about Tesla. We're looking bullish. We have to see if we can try to hold above 173.75. If we keep holding this, it has a very good chance of coming all the way up to 175. It's been uptrending very, very nicely, and we're up about 6+% for the day. Not bad whatsoever for Tesla. For SPY, on the other hand, we did end up coming down a little bit, and now we have to watch a very important test right here. So for SPY, although Tesla's looking more bullish than SPY is holding up nicely and has potential to push to 175. SPY, on the other hand, is it came down a little bit to our support almost exactly 513.5. Now we're trying to push back up. In order for this thing to remain bullish, we have to try to break above 515, start pushing higher by tomorrow. If we establish a lower high in the 514.2 area and we start coming down, we have to watch 513.5. If we lose this could start to downtrend and make its way back down to 512. So watch and see, what are we about to do? Let me just draw this out to clarify. Are we about to do this? Are we about to make a lower high here, somewhere here, and then continue selling off to 512? That is one possibility if we make a lower high. Or are we about to do the opposite, where instead of doing that, we actually continue to break out like this, and then we start breaking past this high? If it breaks this high, we could be going all the way up to 516.5. Now, we're not looking like we have enough volume to go that high, so I'm going to be looking to see if this thing shuffles for the time being. Then we'll see which way this breaks. Do we lose 513.5 again in the future? Do we continue to hold? I'll be very patient, at least for the time being. So watch for a little push. It's going to try to push a little higher. We watch to see what happens at 514.2 and eventually 515 if that breaks, and see if we kind of like remain range bound for now. That's going to be worth noting. But I think that that's likely going to be the most likely possibility. For the QQQ, it's the same thing as SPY. We actually came down very close to this trend line. And since that happened, I just want to say that the QQQ is trying to make its way back up. We have tight resistance. So there's some resistance at 439. That's where we have our EMAs, and 440 above that, and then 442. I'm sorry, 441, then 442. For support, you're going to be watching 438. If we lose this support right here, also this low right here that breaks, we have this imbalance all the way down here around 436.75 coming next. Overall, we got a balance. We're trying to push higher. We could shuffle in the 439 area and continue to push higher, but watch it very carefully, especially as we have Nvidia's event. Nvidia could make a big move overnight. It's still holding 886. It came down a bit. Now it's trying to push back up. Going to be watching 892 is critical resistance, and then 900. We're barely trying to hold above 885. That's going to be a key support. So watch for that. That's a very important level. If we lose 885, we could come down to 877 and 872. Overall, Nvidia is looking a little bit slower, but we could see a big move overnight depending on the event. So get ready for that. It could push closer to 892 again, if not 900. So far, it's holding up quite well. And then last but not least, we have Apple stock. Apple, in my opinion, is looking decent. It got this rejection off 177, the same level we called out, came all the way down to 175. Now we're trying to rebound a bit. Watch 175.75 as resistance and 175 flat as support, and we'll see what Apple does. With that being said, thank you all so much for listening. Please have an absolutely incredible day. As far as Tesla goes, it's actually doing relatively well, in my opinion. Tesla is showing a lot of strength. It's actually a lot stronger than that of most tickers out there. So what's been leading the market is Google. Google's been holding up well, and then other stocks out there are still the whole market is trying to rebound a little bit, but SPY is starting to show weakness as it hit resistance. Same thing with the QQQ. We hit some resistance before coming back down. Now we're trying to rebound a bit. But out of everything, I just want to say Tesla's doing very well. We're finally getting the rebound. And it's very interesting how a lot of the news happens to be positive right before, right after Cathy Wood ended up buying shares, right after institutions, started buying. Now the news is coming out. It tends to be more positive for Tesla. They're trying to get it to push back up. What a coincidence. It is what it is, guys. We called all these moves since yesterday. All right. So thank you for listening. Please have a great day. I will definitely see you guys in just a couple of hours. I hope everyone takes care. With that being said, just remember that no matter where Tesla is, don't be too concerned about how things look short term. The long term matters a lot more. I'm still a big bull long term. For the short term, you could use a lot of this volatility for trading and such. So that's your choice. But, anyways, take care, guys. I'll see you guys soon in just a couple of hours. Thank you and peace out.